Blessings, everybody. This is Dale. Thank you so much for joining with me today on the Word Podcast. Podcast. Woo. My voice is still sort of going in and out, as you can tell. We're up to the 14th proverb and up to the 8th verse. Let's begin there, okay? The wisdom of the prudent is to discern his way, but the folly of fools is deceiving. So the wisdom of the prudent, or the wisdom of the clever, as it's translated, or the wisdom of the sensible, is to understand his way. And that's what's meant by the ESV when it says to discern his way. In other words, to understand the way in which they are to go, the way that they are to live. But the foolishness of fools is deceit. The folly of fools is deceit and is deceiving. The word literally means treacherous, treachery. Now, verse 9. Fools mock at the guilt offering, but the upright enjoy acceptance. Whoa. King James says fools make a mock at sin. The American Standard says something similar. Lexham says fools mock the guilt offering. So what do fools do? Fools make a mockery of sin. They mock the guilt offering. When somebody is repentant and offers an offering, a guilt offering unto the Lord, they mock it. They mock it. And you've got to be real careful in mocking, okay? Mocking. But the upright, in them there is goodwill. There's righteous favor. There's acceptance. Verse 10. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. Isn't that the truth? That the heart knows the bitterness of the soul, knows its own bitterness. But the stranger does not share its joy, doesn't share the joy of the heart. Verse 11, the house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. It's a great promise right there. The house, the tabernacle, the tent of the upright, of the righteous, will flourish. The house of the wicked will be destroyed. Point blank promises. Verse 12. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Yeah, you probably heard that verse before, right? That's a pretty common one. You know, there's a way that seems right to man. Man thinks, yeah, this is great, this is fine, there's nothing wrong with this. But its way, its end, is the way of death. If the uprightness, if the right way is only the right way of man, it's going to end in death. The right way, the way of righteousness, is the way of God, and that will end in life. Verse 13. Even in laughter, the heart may ache, and the end of joy may be grief. 14. The backslider in heart will be filled with the fruit of his ways, and a good man will be filled with the fruit of his way. Well, the Lexham says, from his ways, the perverse of heart will be satisfied, and from his own, so shall a good man. So a good man is going to be filled with the fruit of his ways. But the backslider, the one that's perverse in heart, he's going to be filled with his own way, with those perversions. Verse 15. The simple believes everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps. Yeah, that word simple right there is also translated naive. And the idea of being someone who's naive is gullible. They're open-minded. They're simple. They're going to believe everything. Is that not the truth? The simple believe everything, but the prudent, the sensible man, the one that is shrewd, the one that's crafty in a good sense, he gives thought to his steps. Verse 16. One who is wise is cautious and turns away from evil, but a fool is reckless and careless. So do not the Proverbs just continue to drive home these truths, folks? That if you're wise, you're going to be cautious. If you're wise, you're going to be seeking the way of the Lord. But if you're not, then you're going to be a fool. The wise person turns away from evil. The fool will embrace evil. Evil is reckless, is careless, throws off restraint, is confident, is arrogant. These are all terms that are translated in English. Verse 17. A man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated. A man of wicked devices, of evil schemes, such a man is hated. A man of quick temper, he's going to act foolish. Verse 18. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. So picking up that one who is naive, who is simple in what he does, what's going to happen to them? Well, he's going to inherit foolishness. He's going to inherit folly. Lexham says he's going to be adorned with folly. But the prudent, the sensible, the clever ones, they're crowned with knowledge. Verse 19. The evil bow down before the good, the wicked at the gates of the righteous. Verse 20. The poor is disliked even by his neighbor, but the rich has many friends. 21. Whoever despises his neighbor is a sinner, but blessed is he who is generous to the poor. So what did he say? He said the poor is disliked even by his neighbors, but the rich has many friends. And then in the next verse he says, blessed is he who is generous to the poor. Okay? And whoever despises his neighbor is a sinner. So he's calling us not to do this. He says the poor is disliked even among his neighbors. That's the way of man. That's not the way of righteousness. The way of righteousness is to be generous to the poor, to bless them, and to not despise them. Verse 22. Do they not go astray who devise evil? Those who devise good meet steadfast love and faithfulness. So, sort of a synopsis right here. If you devise evil, he puts this in the form of a question. If you're devising evil, are you not doing what? Going astray, going into error. But those who devise good meet steadfast love and faithfulness. Lord, may we be those that do that. Amen? Amen. Well, again, I'm Dale. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next episode.